How's it going, Top
Top
G's? It's your boy
G.
Axel here, back with another video for the Jeddah Grand Prix. And today we got a big one. Quite dramatic action, everything was packed from start to finish, so make sure you watch until the end. We're gonna jump into my setup and what I use for this weekend essentially. 16, 18 wings. I found out that to be the balance and the perfect actual balance in between running quite high differential for the obvious reasons you don't want a back tire spinning as much. Front to rear camber put it at the very top and front or in rear to at the very bottom. That's where it works like last year's setups as well. Suspension is a tricky one. Obviously depends on what type of player we're using. We're using a controller also, but I found because I'm currently using the G29, so this I found that works for me. Running front suspension at 3, rear suspension 8, front anti-low bar 4, 8 for the rear one. Yeah, you could probably see I don't need reading at all. Front brake pressure, front bias at the very max. That's what it works. And tires is obviously personal choice. The more you put, the higher the temperature. And a quick overview of what we got as the resource points and obviously levels and stuff. But yeah, now we're gonna make our way into the first quali session as we're doing the full qualifying experience for the most immersive action as possible. Here's you getting interviewed by the G. I would probably say that the G, the top G over in the freaking park. And yeah, obviously we're gonna use the soft, the setup that I showed you, using the lowest fuel load so the car feels as light as possible. Now we're gonna make our way into our first lap of Q1. Hopefully it's gonna be a good one. To be honest, guys, I wasn't the best at this circuit. I haven't driven on it as much. Probably only like one or two times with this wheel. Obviously the new game feels quite challenging to do so. Take the first apex at 4 gear. Couldn't gear for some reason. Couldn't run at like full throttle. 'Cause otherwise, I was running to see how I was running wide of the circuit for some reason. Probably I should get like a proper wheel, but we'll see in the future if everything goes well. I might invest in like a better Fanatec wheel or something from this kind. So here we get a good exit. Get early on the throttle, full throttle now. The car, I would say, it was quite competitive, even to like the top teams. Not like the very top teams, but we are competing with Mercedes essentially, which was quite surprising considering I started obviously as a newcomer. But I think I was running the AI on like a low difficulty, so that might be the main reason why it was like that. But yeah, the first lap essentially wasn't a really bad one. Second sector 1.3 felt alright. Obviously, we running like the lowest fuel load, obviously the car was lightest and quickest on straights. And with this setup, obviously I was very quick on straights from the turns. I was able to take them quite well as well. Now we're gonna make faster lines, see what time we're gonna set for the Q1. We're gonna set 131.4. So not as fast. We're only 4 tenths away from Mercedes, which was quite surprising. Here you can see the standings place at number 9 from 1.3 seconds behind the gap behind Leclerc, so it was alright for Q1. We make it past Q1, which was I would say was surprising, but I think I should bump the AI in for future episodes because at the moment I think it's at 87 or around the 85 mark. I'm not quite sure. And for this circuit, I don't think the AI is quite like aggressive. Now we see we go into Q2 with a new pair obviously of softs because we can use the old one, which is quite already worn out. First lap, see what we're gonna be able to set. Here I felt much more into the car. I mean, I was feeling the car way more than what it was in Q1. Still though, wasn't quite able to take this full throttle in the proper way you're able to. You have to take it. Here we do a bit of a corner cut, which I'll try and avoid in the race if I don't want to get any penalties. Getting a good turn here, getting early on the throttle. Nearly lose the car to the pair. As you see, Charlotte this is the fastest lap, 131.33, which was, as you remember, we set 131.4 in the previous. So we means we are actually quick in this circuit, surprisingly enough. And yeah, car was pretty quick on straights because he would get the 320 kilometers. Armor deck selling is a new Kamaka. That's pretty good. Well, obviously, we chose the Ferrari engine. If you haven't checked the episode 0 where I showed obviously what we chose, the overview of what we yeah, we're gonna make it past the line, see what time we're gonna set. Nearly bump into the wall here. Gotta be more careful next time. Obviously, during the race, because it's gonna be George Russell with the fastest lap. We set 131.3 as well behind Leclerc, I think with only a few tenths of a second, which was obviously surprising. Max Verstappen was obviously, but we make it past Q2 as well. 1 second off the pace, of course, but I mean, still we're gonna make it to Q2. That's what matters. Obviously, the fastest lap. I said one more lap, but it wasn't good, so I just decided not to put in the footage. And now we're into Q3 for the first time this year, only in the second round. That was not what I was expecting, to be fair. But yeah, we're gonna obviously do a flying lap straight away. We go out, attempt to set a quick lap around here to put us at least. Now, to be honest, with the cars that are left, we might try to push. Obviously, I think P7 or so, we might be possible considering the pace we have here. And the air is not as considerable as quick as I am, which I wasn't expecting saying that before the weekend, but surprisingly, they're not as quick. It's normally when 85, I will have like struggles and actually be still competitive with that. Here it seems like to be on another level. Obviously, the top things are gonna pull away from me, but considering the things we're not even like, I wouldn't say like close to in terms of R&D department in progress, still though. But anyway, we jump into the Q3, our first lap of Q3. Trying to maximize our corner speed. Nearly here lose the car though. Somehow we managed to stabilize it. Go past the quick section. This time no corner cutting. Hopefully, or nearly here losing the back end of the car. Obviously here I wanted to see in the qualifying like used to be in the past years when you can set like either to reach or to max the fuel load, making your car as fast as possible. Still though, obviously with the year rest of the hot lap still makes the car fast of course. But essentially makes everything easy in place because you cannot go too lean during the race because it's obviously locked. Unless you got an engine issue which obviously prevents your engine being standard and just puts you on lean the entire time. But we are actually quick around here. Set nearly 4 tenths up on Max Verstappen in the second. What am I seeing? Carlos Sainz is the fastest lap. Let's see whether we can even beat it. I'll probably doubt it, but see when we pass the line. From the weather forecast, we were saying there was going to be 20% chance during early to rain. So I didn't know whether it was going to rain or not, so I just decided to end up coming quick. Or like play with 129.9. There's no way competing with that. The 131.5 puts us to P5 for the moment. There we are, we jump into the second lap. Probably the last one we're gonna be able to because we only got 30 seconds remaining in the session. Getting a groove turn one, we bump into the wall a bit though. I think we damage our phone wing just a tiny bit, but it's just gonna be alright. We're going to get the pace here. I couldn't get to a full throttle, otherwise I ended up, when I was doing practice, I always got the footage, but when I was going full throttle here, my car was just spinning everywhere. A bit of a corner cut, which probably, hopefully, I don't know doing that, but in quality it's at least like sort of allowed, so we're fine with that. I probably should for the next episodes put like on the street, cutting, corner cutting, so it's more immersive experience, and we get the full, you see, good on it. For some reason, I think I was running the old task set to be honest, so you see the time wasn't getting like, we weren't gaining a lot. Still go up to 110 is still something. Let's see whether we're gonna be able to push Russell off 6th place. I don't even know how I'm saying this. Pushing Russell off P6 is gonna be a surprising result as well. Nearly 3 tenths up on here. Means on straight we are quick. That's what matters, because obviously we're in the Ferrari engine, and that thing is rapid, great. Obviously the way you gotta, so we're gonna nearly improve like 2 tenths. See where this is gonna put us. It's gonna put us above George Russell, and we got P6. P6 for starting grid in the second round of the. That's so obviously not something we were expecting, guys. Yeah, we rock with it.
And with qualifying
Circus
complete,
Pastas,
let's
obviously
review our
Leclerc
top
with
three
nearly
today.
5 tenths on
Leclerc,
Perez. Seems
Perez,
like
and
Ferrari
Lewis
is
Hamilton. Goodbye for now then, but
amazing to
really
quick
we're
on this
just getting
circuit.
started. Make
Now
sure
we're
to
gonna jump in to the most important part of this weekend, the race.
So here we are then, welcoming you today to one of the jewels of the Arab world, Jeddah. One of the biggest cities in Saudi Arabia, second only to Riyadh, gateway to Mecca, and one of the biggest ports in the region. And now, host to the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Hamilton, Sainz, Blaze, and Russell, Bottas, Gasly, Fernando Alonso, and Max Verstappen. They've taken a grid penalty. Ocon, Magnussen, Guan Yu Zhou, and Mick Schumacher. Ricciardo, Tsunoda, Sebastian Vettel, and Alex Albon. Stroll, Alessio Delada, Latifi, and Lando Norris starts from the back of the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box. Ant, it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into turn one, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start.
And here we are, guys, for the Jeddah Grand Prix. The strategy we're gonna be going for is obviously medium to hard. As we see, the rest of the field is all on mediums. So there was no point choosing another strategy. I probably should have tried and went with hards and then probably mediums or even swaps. But I wanted to keep it safe. Copy obviously what the other tires were doing. And you can see we're up to P5 because Verstappen picked up a great penalty, which was obviously even better for us. P5 from the first. Second round is amazing stuff, to be honest. Make sure, guys, if you enjoy this type of content, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, letting me know you're enjoying the videos. It's gonna be appreciated, because to be honest, I'll try my best to upload as often as possible. Pre-record even when I'm not able to actually post, I'll just pre-record and post it the next day, so you got your content. And obviously, yeah, see how our journey develops in the future. This weekend at the time I'm recording, it's obviously Friday where we got the Austrian qualifying because this is a sprint weekend, so it's gonna be exciting. Let me know, guys, whether you're watching the race and who you're rooting for. It's obviously normal Ferrari fans, not the rooting for Leclerc and Sainz. Hopefully we can get a 1-2. That was gonna be amazing. But anyway, let's get back into our race, warming up our tires, trying to get them at optimal temperature. Obviously want to get the best out and see whether we can compete with Sainz, because we might try overtaking in the beginning, even Hamilton if he's slow on the line, because now at least I got like the way you gotta start, even though it's tough, you gotta just keep that games like quite consistent, don't go over like 10,500. And yeah, we're gonna line our car onto the grid just of now, taking the last corner, which to be honest is tricky when you need to go on the brakes. As you can see, we got on the screen where you need to position our car to see whether we're gonna be able to make it, because to be honest, I've only done this twice because I've been using the immersive mostly for a formation lap, not actually doing it myself. Let's see whether be able to make either green or purple. Even green is alright.
Okay,
And we
good
make it
parking
green,
there,
that's
mate. Now we
alright.
need to make sure
I
we
just
get a
position
great
normally
launch as the
without
race
no
starts.
defensive line or anything. So
Okay,
obviously
so
we're
that's
not
the rest
defending
of the grid
against
forming
anyone.
up now. Be
I try
patient
to
and
defend
watch
too
for
as
those
well.
lights.
But let's see whether we're gonna get a good start for this Grand Prix for the Saudi Arabia. 5 red lights. And away we go for the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. We get a good start, to be honest, against Carlos Sainz. Are we going to be able to jump from the outside? Yes, we are, even on Hamilton. Hamilton is going to back off. Let us go through. And we're up to the podium so far, after the first corner. Bloody hell. We're back to gonna back up Leclerc and Perez, probably going to fight for the win. So like, and here is where they was pulling away from me. I couldn't take these corners to full throttle. I was careful doing so because I ended up spinning so many times on practice. Okay, so probably gonna laugh so hard if you see me how the way I was spinning all the time on. He was tough, he was tough. Hamilton is gonna go out towards our inside. We're gonna obviously leave him room, use some ERS to pull away from him. Not overly aggressive, which I like now about the AI. It actually do human mistakes as well, which is something a cool feature that Codemasters here added to the game. Yeah, we keep P3 so far for the first lap. Yeah, we were quick on the straight line. Obviously, he's within our range and obviously gets the boost. See whether he's gonna be able to. He looks like he's using a massive part of his overtake. Side jumps on the east side as well, though. I think we went 3 wide on that corner. I'll put the footage up here, but I think we went 3 wide. The place has the fastest lap, obviously, is first in the Grand Prix. And him and Paris obviously far away from us after the first lap. Still, there's only 2 seconds and something, but still though, for just the first lap, that's a massive difference. We need to put a second on Sainz. After the first corner, I was quiet because I was taking this aggressive. You see here, even here I was taking aggressive. My engineer wanted me to use the overtake button, but I was like, I'd rather keep it until the end or until we fight with someone. I was just keep pushing the way I was doing, always seeing the track limits, as you can see the way I wanted to avoid doing this. I just couldn't for this lap. I know to get a penalty, of course, and that's what matters, because even in 3-second penalties, it might be crucial to get, let's say, get this switch to 500, depending where we're gonna finish. And what's gonna happen, because you never know, I might even crash here, obviously the plus, you never know. Especially with the way the photo is in this game, you can just end up spinning anywhere. Into the curbs, sausage curbs, or even the normal ones, they're tricky as well. You see, I was feeling heavy compared to obviously qualifying. So I was so used to getting these corners a bit of different trajectory. I like to take obviously a bit of different route if I want to take them properly. Into the last corner of lap number 2. Keeping Sainz surprisingly on 1 second gap. He's not going to be able to use DRS, or actually he will after the last corner. DRS is not going to be available, so we're going to be need to be prepared for attacks coming from Sainz all the time. Perez, surprisingly enough, Perez wasn't pushing away from me as much as I was expecting. Leclerc though, Leclerc on the other hand, he was rapid. There was no way we could catch him whatsoever. No way. Sort of a good turn. No one in clean edge or cutting corners this time. Hamilton was the second behind Sainz as well, so we knew this was probably gonna come as well at some point attacking us. And now Sainz with the PRS is gaining us, as you can see from the delta on the top left screen. It's gonna be nearly on the back of us. Yeah, we keep it so far, P3 as of yet. Paris and Leclerc started to put a bigger gap. Of course, that was to be expected. Sainz, I knew it was probably not going to take him long to find me. He overtakes us here. Of course, At this point, I was like, I might just as well let him. Then I was like, I might use some ERS, see whether we can catch up with him. If ERS obviously want to push and go a bigger gap to Hamilton. Won't be that easy to the enemy front. Here on the main straight, on lap number 5 now. There's still P4 pushing behind the signs. See, I use some my ERS a bit. I had to here. We're gonna make a huge dive bomb on signs. Surprisingly, ways block. Probably should have pushed. I was surprised that I sort of waited for me for like session overtaking. Obviously, we're gonna close the door and then give him enough room. Everything. Good racing. Yeah, we're gonna make it past signs once again for P3. Here on P7, Verstappen has overtaken us. Obviously, he was behind Sainz at times, even behind Hamilton. Stamford was able to make it past him to be on the main straight. We're gonna push. Are we gonna be able to go back on him? Yeah, actually, yeah, I was straight line speed for this race. He was amazing. For a break here, good, and make a good getaway. I mean, 8 tenths just from that one corner of Verstappen. On lap number 8 here, Verstappen has overtaken us once again. And I was just like, I might as well just let him go. There's no point pushing anymore. Fighting with someone that we're not obviously capable of holding back. But Sainz and Hamilton are both behind us in less than 2 tenths difference. So obviously expect them to come. They will come and obviously overtake us. Probably not on this main straight because they seem not to get a good exit. And I seem to get a good exit on this one. But yeah, they're gonna come knocking on our door very soon. I feel like I was saving some ERS for the rest of the race as it was just lap 10. Normally by this time I would have probably like 20% or so, but this time I was able to take up to 60 something percent, 68 at the moment. Tires weren't very good, 40% roof front tires because obviously this is mainly based on the front 2 tires. And you can see we're probably around 4 wide going to the last corner. And nearly running 4 wide. Here we are. Oh, we got in the back of Sainz, damaging our left side of the front. Which is of this game, front wing damage doesn't affect you as much. You will see at the end what happens. I'm not gonna spoil anything. But we keep it. Bump of them too. By aggressive driving, someone hits us from the back. I don't know whether it was Hamilton, probably it was Sainz, because Sainz went further back. He might have taken some damage as well, like I did from his back. Yo, was founded a bit wrong, guys. But anyway, we go back into the race with Hamilton Russell behind us, coming to overtake us into lap number 11. Skipped a bit of fighting. Obviously, Sainz and Russell, they're overtaking us, as well as Hamilton. They were just too quick to keep up. I couldn't keep them anymore, so I just ended up just letting them go. This is the lap we're gonna actually come into the pits. I don't know whether it was the last strategy because I was getting DRS from George Russell. But we come into the pits to obviously change for a new hard compound as well as Hamilton is in for the pits. Let's see whether we're gonna be able to keep up with him. Obviously Mercedes is the first pit, I'm at the very last. See whether our engineers are gonna be able to do a good job. Like Leclerc also in the pits, but we're not finding with him at all. He was too far ahead and too quick for our car. Gustav Hamilton just 2.4 seconds to get nearly behind Hamilton. I think we might have saved some time on him and actually won some time just in the pits itself. He's gonna go in front of Yuki Tsunoda. With his hard tires, was sound gonna keep it honest. It was impossible to warm them up quick. See, already struggling for grip. Couldn't leave the car, couldn't turn, nearly losing the back end here. Keep the door. Just 74 degrees. I like this new feature though because it keeps you challenging things like you need to actually force yourself to warm your tires instead of just coming out of the pits and be ready for racing like I think you used to do in the back. And over the back years of the game. Yuki Tsunoda was pulling a gap on him, but obviously he didn't hit or as of yet, so I wasn't very worried about him, see whether we were going to be able to get back into the P6 we were running into. As of last, before everyone pitted and the top G's pitted, Norris gonna come behind us, overtake us on the outside. Is he gonna be able to keep us behind? No, we're gonna sort of die bomb nearly 1 pass. They're still feeling pretty survived, don't get me wrong. Sampa will still be able to keep the fast noise because obviously on old mediums so in there for 12 laps, so he wasn't a very big challenge to do. And McLaren is probably on the same level, like nearly on the same level as us in terms of performance and IAD development. We keep a fast in, he's probably gonna pit either this on the next lap. He ends up pitting like the rest of our field does. And we're running into P7 as all the other front runners have pitted. Our teammate has pitted as well. Now we're gonna just jump in. There was no action whatsoever. You see the Hamilton gap just jumped 13 seconds and Alonso is 8 seconds behind. So it was literally a lonely race after that pit. There was no point just keeping any of the footage. Just wanted to show you the last lap and the pace we're running in our best one. Here you can see we hit the wall. Both our front wing is just completely gone. But I was surprised. It didn't affect me as much as I thought it used to. But I thought it will do. Still though, we're losing obviously. Got time to cause front and back. I'm not going to Martin, so I doubt they're going to be able to reach to us, but you never know. The car was still feeling alright though. I was able to turn, do all that kind of stuff, all these fast turns. I was still able to play quite well. Obviously, I need to be a bit more careful. As you can see here, we're going to be wide. Leclerc says the fastest lap 132, which we're never going to be close to. Or P6. P6 as of yet, as we hopefully don't get any more incidents till the end. We hit the wall that as well. Need to be careful, so I was going easy on the throttle, trying not to obviously lose a tire or lose the car completely. 6 seconds behind Alonso, in front of Alonso is gonna be a comfortable lead for us to secure our first point finish of the season, just as of the second round of the season. Then we're gonna come the checker flag for P6 in this Grand Prix. More than satisfied what we achieved. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I knew there was a big cut. Probably there's gonna be Max Verstappen because I think he came from P10 all the way to the P4 or 3. We're gonna see the standings. Obviously our winner is gonna be Charles Leclerc, who puts a bigger gap to him and the rest of the field, because he won the first race as well, as you guys obviously don't know because the footage is just went missing. I'll try to be more careful for the future. P3, I think, is that Max. We'll see in the end whether he's gonna get up to the podium. But Max is at P3, surprisingly enough, and we run into P6. After I think, I might have guys cut when Checo. I think Checo retired this race because he had an engine issue. It's like real life. Like simulation, real life. I was surprised actually this happened. But Verstappen is in P2. Bloody hell, he was mad and started P10 all the way from P10. He managed to finish at P2. What a race we witnessed, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff, so you keep me motivated to upload more and more videos like this. And yeah, let's see, because I'm surprised, I'm wondering who and what happened to the rest of the field. We're gonna claim our little ups, XP, all that kind of stuff. Yeah guys, make sure as well, let me know what tier are you. I'm trying to push to tier 30 before the season is, because I want to get obviously the Bitcoins back for the new season, get some new cool stuff for my team career. We up to P6, obviously we started P5, we're in the P6 because of Max had an incredible pace. Verstappen second, Sainz third, Russell and Hamilton 4 and 5, that was still a good result. And yeah, we gained level 3 on our team, gonna get deductions for no damage. And this is gonna wrap up the episode, guys. Again, appreciate it. I don't want to be repeating myself too much, but appreciate you for watching once again. Just before we end the video, I want to show you obviously our R&D and the way we're gonna manage our calendar and all those focus and activity timelines. We're gonna get the aerodynamics equipment upgrade. We need some, obviously, some sports more advertisement of the vehicle. We need some bread, you feel me, chassis. And we see we are up top of McLaren and just of the same pace as AlphaTauri. See whether we got a few developments still going on though. I don't think we're gonna be able to start new ones as of yet. See whether we're gonna get the energy cells. Yep, we get energy cells. Obviously our race is gonna go slower into
Our new parts have completed
diminishing.
without issue.
And
Maybe
here
on the car,
guys,
ready
so
for the next
still
race weekend.
I think I'll show you from the next, because obviously we got the Australian Grand Prix next, a big one. I quite like the new layout. We got 2 new upgrades on the chassis. Now we're gonna put the tire wear, the road dampers, so we decrease our tire wear. Not as vital, not something drastic upgrade, but still puts us ahead of AlphaTauri for the time being, and like at nearly at the same level as Alpine and Haas. Alfa Romeo is still a bit ahead as Mercedes and Red Bull and Ferrari, who are not competing at all as of yet. Yeah guys, appreciate it for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.